All right, so this one right here lit up the internet not too long ago. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. came out and said the following. This is directly after his scandal where he allegedly ate a barbecued dog. He says it was a goat, but the picture is disturbing nonetheless. Anyway, so that comes out, and a day or two later, he gives us this gem. He says, "My take on 9/11." By the way, it's like, you do realize you're running for president in 2024, and you do realize that nobody's really asking about this right now. My take on 9/11. Okay, all right. He says, "It's hard to tell what is a conspiracy theory and what isn't. But conspiracy theories flourish when the government routinely lies to the public. As president, I won't take sides on 9/11 or any of the other debates." What? But I can promise is that I will open the files and usher in a new era of transparency. So look, I have no problem with, in fact, I support the idea of government transparency. Like, let us know what happened to JFK. I'm sure he'll give us that too. He's RFK, right? Let us know what happened to JFK. You know, give us all the information. Usually stuff is classified and top secret in many instances when the government is just trying to protect its own ass, right? They overclassify like crazy. Now, some things should be classified, but a lot of things are overclassified. Hey, you can't look at that. Why? It makes us look bad. Okay. So I support that. But the line everybody's focusing on, understandably so, is, as president, I won't take sides on 9/11. How did you not proofread this? How did you not have a staffer to be like, "Hey, dog, that sort of sounds like you're saying, I'm 50-50 between the U.S. and Al-Qaeda." That's how that comes across. It's not what he means, but that's how it comes across. Oh, my God. By the way, this is such a great moment for an independent candidate, assuming they get on the ballots and assuming they could be fucking normal, right? Just be normal. If he was out there every day being like, "I'm going to raise the minimum wage. I'm going to raise it. These other assholes are not going to raise it. You know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to give you health care. That's what I'm going to do. You know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to stop sending money and weapons to Israel as they kill 186,000 Palestinians in Gaza. That's what I'm going to do." If he was just out there saying stuff like that, he'd probably be 10 points higher in the polls. But he can't help himself. So anyway, he tweets that. Everybody's making fun of him. Then he comes out with this as a follow-up to it. He says, referring here to the CBS 60 Minutes segment last Sunday, revealing possible Saudi involvement in 9/11, sparking all kinds of speculation on X. Okay. Well, look, I have to admit, when I first read his tweet, I didn't read it as, I'm talking about Saudi Arabia's involvement. I think every reasonable person knows Saudi Arabia is involved. I thought he was referring to the 9/11 truther conspiracies of like the U.S. government did a controlled demolition of the towers. There were so many, documentaries, put that in quotes here, that went deep on that, right? And look, I'll tell you, they sounded fucking convincing. If you watch it, they sound fucking convincing. Now, I'm sure if you go through it with a fine-tooth comb and you actually fact-check the claims, a lot of this stuff doesn't hold up to even minimal scrutiny, right? But they sure know how to package and something and make a creative argument. Oh, that sounds plausible, right? I thought he was referring to that. So for him to follow up and be like, actually, I'm talking about the Saudi Arabian involvement. Okay, that's more reasonable. But I also will say, dude, take sides, right? I won't take sides on this. I will. Saudi Arabia being involved in 9/11 is bad, and Saudi Arabia is bad, and Islamic extremism is bad, and we're against that. I'm against that. I'm against the United States arming and funding Saudi Arabia on a regular basis, and I'm against them slapping us around and fucking with the oil prices to, play favorites within our own politics. I'm against that. I'm against that. I'm against that government. I'm proud to be against that government. By the way, we covered the story about the specific details of it went up to official Saudi government positions. They were directly involved in this. And guess what? They didn't even get a fucking slap on the wrist. It was George W. Bush flew the Bin Laden family out of the U.S. at the time. So take sides, please. We would very much like it if you took sides. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of these neocon ghouls have blamed Iran for 9/11 and tried to use that against Iran. Well, guess what? RFK is a neocon on Israel, Israel's anti-Iran. So he sounds very hawkish on Iran, right? And so we get garbage like this coming out of him. Oh, by the way, I think he added this. I hadn't seen this until now, but he said speculation about what our government may be covering up is rife outside the mainstream of our political culture. Trust it government, I think he was supposed to say trust in government is at an all-time low. The way to restore that trust is through honesty and transparency. That is my promise, and that is what will resolve any questions about 9/11, UAPs, that's the new thing, it's UFOs, but they call it UAPs now, and other contentious topics. I am personally agnostic on those issues. My issue is transparency. He has massive online brainworms, and you can tell, right? He has massive online brainworms, and you can tell. Like, this is not a campaign that's targeted at, let me actually get voters to go to the polls and vote for me, a serious candidate. It's more of a, like, how can I get on more comedy podcasts, right? Like, that's the vibe of the campaign. So anyway, RFK, please take sides on 9/11 and stop being weird. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.